Hey Chris, thanks for joining us, man. You've talked a lot, and we've all talked a lot about your journey in the NFL. I'm just curious, what did it feel like to get that game ball last night?
Oh man, that was much needed, man. No, anytime you get a sack, man, you're gonna celebrate it, but especially on a kind of historic night, with Cam getting his 130 and then kind of the old edge room, happening today. That was good to get, man. Felt good for sure.
You spent a lot of time with Brandon Staley and Jonas Sanker after the game yesterday talked about Staley being one of the most competitive coaches he's ever been around. What's your read on that, and what can you share about the competitive nature of Brandon Staley?
Yeah, I don't think Jonas is the first one to say that if you played under Coach Staley before. But yeah, what Jonas said is completely true. Coach Staley, I think I talked to I forgot who I said this to, but he wants to win just as much as we do. And so when you have a defensive coordinator or any coach at that matter, that has that drive, that competitiveness, that relatability and wanting to win with the players. I mean, the way we've been playing this season, I think you can see what that translates to, especially when guys buy in.
How does he show that competitive edge? Like, how do y'all see it?
Man, you got to be in meetings and practice to see that. I mean, it's evident. You see him the way, anytime, like, coaches are definitely gonna get on you when you make a mistake, but when you have a coach that's getting on you about the very little things, the tips and reminders that he gave you at the Monday or Tuesday meeting, and then you're not, doing it on the field, like little things that at the end of the day make the difference between winning and losing. You see that fire come out of him, and that's what you want. You want guys to be held accountable, and you want guys to have that mentality that I don't want to be the one that's not doing their job.
Speaking of which, when an eight sack game is going on, what's the mentality? Like, I
We
can't
got
leave
eight
this game
sacks.
without one of my. Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your question. I didn't know
No, that's all right.
that.
But no, I mean, when you see all those sacks coming in bunches, I mean, you feel left out. Like, I can't leave this game without one for me too, right?
Of course, of course. I've been in that position. I think anytime you've been on a dominant D line or yeah, defensive front in your career, and you're that one guy that didn't make the plays, everybody's celebrating. Like, of course, you want the guys, you're celebrating for them. But at the end of the day, we're all competitors. We all want to get, sacks, TFLs, picks, interceptions. But that's the thing about a locker room when it goes like that and somebody's left out, there's no negativity. Everybody's excited for each other, and then at the end of the day, we all know, like, hey man, I know you wanted that as bad as I did, and it just didn't happen. But like you said, when they come in bunches. So you got to keep pushing forward.
How do you think some of the off-season activities you guys did in terms of like going for paintball and stuff like that, like kind of paid the dividends, this late in the season where you guys are all maybe sticking together and that sort of
Yeah,
thing?
yeah. I think it's huge because hypothetically, let's say we were, in the playoff hunt, we were in, we clinched or whatever, all that bonding and getting to know each other, that this is a time where when everybody's tired and the season long, that's when you kind of fall back on all the things that you did in the off season, be like, hey man, like this is what we wanted, I'm here with you, guys get down, you could go talk to anybody. So yeah, I know for a fact, we're making a playoff run right now. That would definitely be something that would attribute to our success.
The fact that you're not on a playoff run, but it seems like, I mean, does it still pay off? Like even when you're not and helping you guys still be competitive
Yeah,
and
of course, of course. I mean, because at the end of the day, like we go on the field, we want to win. We don't look at our record. We're trying to beat every team that's remaining on our record in embarrassment fashion. Honestly, if we want to be honest, because at the end of the day, just we know what we have in this locker room, and the beginning of the season didn't go the way we wanted it to. But now that we've got this 3 game win streak, we're trying to carry this momentum into next year, and we're also still fighting, to be the top defense in the league. So that definitely, regardless of the playoffs or not, we were going to be playing this way regardless.
Gotta ask you about uh, two guys, if I can. First,
Mhm.
Cam, has talked a lot about his future, not under contract at the moment with the Saints. just what it's been like getting to work with him and being around him. And then the second guy, Jonathan Bullard, I've talked to him a little bit about you guys' relationship. Just what's it like, being on a team with him now?
Yeah. To answer your first question about Cam, man, it's he's a character. When I was in, with the Chargers, before, you always saw his name and the most notably his hairstyle every year that you waiting to see like what is this guy going to do, and then you actually fly in here and you get to meet him. He's the same. He's the same. I think that's one thing I can respect about him is that what you see is what you get out of Cam Jordan, and the way he's been playing. I mean, 15 years and to still be chasing quarterbacks down to the sideline, diving for a tackle on the sideline, whatever it is, you have to tip your hat to a guy because he doesn't have to be doing that right now. He does not have like you see go back in history, you find a lot of guys who were in their end of the year, I mean end of their careers, and they're not showing the same amount of effort that Cam Jordan is. I think he sets the standard for our room and for the team, honestly. And then to answer your second question about oh yeah, John, man, it's funny because we always he'll call my pops sometimes in the locker room, and we'll just be talking and be like, hey man, come get your son, or I'll be like, hey man, come look at Bull, blah blah blah, whatever it is. So it's real cool to be able to be on the team with him, especially I was in high school when he was in college, and we used to I used to beat him in Madden all the time. But to be on the same team, on the defense and playing together side by side. It's definitely special, and it's something I don't take for granted at all.
You've been kind of hinting at it in different ways, but one of the big conversations over the course of the last 24 hours has been the culture of the locker room. Can you tell
Hmm.
us a little bit about kind of your experience in this locker room as maybe compared to other locker rooms that you've been a part of?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like we're 5-10, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a great locker room because guys, regardless of the record, we could be miserable right now. I've been there. I've been the 5-12, whatever it may be, and guys are just coming in trying to get out, and I don't get that from this locker room at all. Guys actually want to come in here and get ready for the game and put their best foot forward, not because they want to do it for themselves or the contracts or whatever it may be, but because that's the standard that we've set from the beginning that we've set even before training camp. Like I said, like we mentioned earlier about all the off season hanging out, like I think that it definitely built the culture to not want to let each other down, regardless of what's going on the outside of things we can't control.
Where is that example start? Like what's the impetus for that for you all?
I don't really think you can point to one thing. I think it's built over time. It's built over consistency. And I think, from top down with this organization, from the training staff, coaches, there was no we weren't riding a wave. We were here the whole time. We knew, when we lost games, okay, boom, move on, next one. And I think as you seen us play the last handful of games, you've seen that okay, we're starting to get it. Everybody's starting to understand what we have to get done and what the standard, like I said, the standard is, and that's built over time. And so you can't just really point to one thing.
Just curious, have you crossed paths with any other guys that your dad's coached
Ah,
as far as teammates?
as teammates, yeah, for sure, yeah, for sure. I know he was in he coached in Chicago. I know I played with Nick Williams in LA. Khalil Mack, he was with him. I trained with him before I even was teammates with him. So yeah, there's a handful of guys. There's probably more I can't name off the top of my head, but yeah, for sure.